Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Danny, the Wicked Awesome Gardener, and it's time to play a game. It is the middle of February, and it's time to start my long-awaited, long-promised tomato brackets. Yes! So as you see, I've got my board all set up here. It's a little wonky for the cherry tomatoes and the paste tomatoes because I don't actually have 16 varieties yet. And I have promised that I will buy no more seeds because I have enough. I have enough. So I have 12. So I've got it set up. So I've got all the pears here, and we're gonna go through what all of these are so that you guys can see and know what you're voting on. And then we're gonna take all of these. Those are gonna get matched up, but what we're gonna do is take the ones that got the most votes that did not win their matchup, and I'm going to put them in a wild card round to get 2 more to go back in and kind of go against the other 6 winners. So that's how that's all going to work. I'm going to do something similar with the paste tomatoes so that we end up with a final 8 and then a final 4. In the end, we're going to be down to 4 cherry tomatoes, 4 paste tomatoes, and 8 of the slicers. And the slicers are definitely going to be, I think that's going to be pretty contentious. There's a lot of really exciting different kinds that I've gotten, so I can't wait to see what you guys are going to vote. And then I'm going to have a little extra space to grow the ones that I definitely can't do without. So I'll be able to pick a few favorites at the end just to, throw in there in case they don't make the cut. I do have a little bit of reserved space for a few extra tomato plants. So I want you guys to vote. Don't take my opinion into account because I'll still get a little bit of leeway here, but I am going to grow everything that you guys vote on. So without further ado, let's go sit down and go over these 12 cherry tomatoes. Some of these I have a seed packet for, but some of them I have saved seed for, so I don't have the packet to go off of, so I'll just throw up a picture so that you can see what they look like. But I'm going to start out with yellow pear, and I think these are technically a paste variety, but they're so tiny. I mean, like a handful of them fit right in your hand there, so I threw them into the cherry tomatoes. I think it fits better in this category. So these are tasty, very prolific. I actually grew them last year. I will say I didn't love them because they're so small. They are very delicious. It won't matter much to me if these do win though, so don't take my don't love the yellow pear. Don't take that into account. These are being grown in the family garden, and I know that the little kids are going to love to pick these and snack on them, so definitely don't put them out of the running for my on them. If you like these, vote them. Tropical Sunset is one that I don't have the seed packet for, so we're just going to pop a picture up right here, but they look really cool, right? And you guys know I love cool looking tomatoes. I've never actually tried them, so I would be interested to see what they taste like. These seeds I got from M.I. Gardener in my seed haul that I did earlier this month, and that is black cherry. They're bite-sized purple tomatoes, and I think they are going to be really cool. A few other YouTubers that I've met in this community have told me they grow them and they love them. So it's very sweet, low acidity, deep purple burgundy color, and so I think those would be really cool. Next we have the 42 Day. I grew these last year and they stayed very small. The plant really only got about 1.5 feet tall, and I don't know if that was a result of them being shaded out, being in the middle of that massive Juliet and Cherry Bomb tomato. Oh, that's a thought. Cherry Bomb was insane last year. It was so delicious, and it produced, it was an explosion of cherry tomatoes. And I can't buy any more seeds because last night on my live, I promised Rochelle over at Brampton Gardener. By the way, you should totally check out her channel, winter sowing and soil blocking and all these really cool things going on over there. Lots of information. Go check out Brampton Gardener on YouTube. But I promised her last night that I would buy no more seeds for the 2022 season, and if I did, then she could call me out and make a video on YouTube calling me out. So no cherry bomb seeds for me this year. So I will make a point to get them for when I start buying seeds for 2023, but that's not going to be for a while. So I have bought all the seeds I'm going to grow this year. I said it in my live last night. There are a couple exceptions to this. You are going to see a seed haul video come out, actually 2 of them, because I do have an order that I had already made that is on its way from MI Gardener, and I had been last week to a local garden center and picked up the last of the seeds I need there. So there is a seed haul video coming out. There is a mail call for something that I had ordered. There is an MI Gardener order coming, and I still have to get, because they're not out in stores yet, I need strawberries. So I'm gonna get some bare root strawberries, because I got something really cool that I can't wait to show you, but it's not here yet, so I can't do the mail call video. But, oh my God, so excited. So I need bare root strawberries. I need asparagus for Shed Wars. I'm gonna grow those in a very, very large container until I can get my own property and then move these asparagus out there. So we'll get into that. And I need seed potatoes. So other than those things, that's it. I'm done. No more for the 2022 season. Anyway, back to the 42-day tomato, since we went on a big side rant. But the 42-day tomato I grew last year. I don't know, like I said, if it remained small because it's designed to remain small, or if it just got very shaded out by the Juliet and the cherry bomb that just took over. So they grew a large cherry tomato, about 1 ounce in size. So that should say the black cherry probably grows a larger cherry tomato. It was really tasty, and the plants really did stay small. They're really good because they these grow extremely fast. So if you have a short growing season, this is really great, and it's tolerant of slightly colder climates. So that's a good one. Next we have Tess's Landrace Currant. And these are a tiny little spoon tomato. Like, the tomatoes are this big. But these are teeny tiny little tomatoes, and let me tell you, it grew everywhere. Those vines just went phew. So if you're going to grow Tess's Landrace Currant, make sure you're growing it on a trellis. Like, something like an arched trellis actually would be really good for this, and it would be pretty, I think. You know, it would just go up, and you'd train them over and to come down, and there would just be little fountains of tomatoes all over the place, teeny tiny. I think that would be fun for the little kids, because all the cherry tomatoes are going in the family garden, and they're really going there so that A and J, the little kiddos who live there, can just go and snack all day long. So maybe they'll get a kick out of teeny tiny little tomatoes. So if you like the Tess's Landrace Currant, go ahead and vote those. Going up against Tess's Landrace Currant, though, is a big boy. Brad's Atomic Grape. Like, look at those. They're crazy colored. I've been told they're super sweet. So I'm kind of excited on that. It's, you know, crazy colors, striping. Cool thing about these is they're apparently pretty crack resistant. So if they get, you know, maybe a little too much water, we have a really heavy rain, they might not just explode like a lot of cherry tomatoes tend to do. But I'm excited for those. So if you like Brad's Atomic Grape, you want to give that a vote. Next up, Tigerella. Now, Tigerella is a larger cherry tomato, but they're still really great for just, you know, popping off and throwing in a salad. So they're bite-sized still, and they have really cool colors. Like, look at that striping. These are supposed to also be pretty cold hardy, so I think they would probably grow long into the season. And they are very prolific, so there should be a lot of cherry tomatoes coming from these babies. Up against those are Orange Currant, and this is one of those ones that I don't have the seed packet for, so I'm going to throw up a picture here, but those are supposed to be really tasty, you know, average sized cherry tomato, and they just look really cool. Next, we have another one that I don't have a seed packet for. I have them all folded up in a little bit of a seed catalog. And I think I like these envelopes, and I'm going to use them a lot more. But these are Super Snow White, and they're one of the probably only hybrids that I have. I think, no, I have another hybrid. So this is a hybrid. It is called Super Snow White, and these are large white cherry tomatoes, and they look awesome. They were really tasty too. I grew these in my garden last year, and they were delicious. They definitely produced a lot, and they were just really cool to look at and tasty. So here we go. Going up against the Super Snow White, we have Sweeties. And as the name implies, these are a very sweet tomato, very prolific. They produce a lot, and they're just cute little bite-sized little cherries. It, like, does not look delicious. Look at that. Oh. Then we have Blush. I got these from M.I. Gardner, and they look super cool. Like, that picture, that's exactly what they look like. They're just like this yellow tomato where the orange just sort of bleeds down into it and swirls, and it looks really, really cool. They're very tasty, but I will say that they were kind of on the watery side. So they're pretty, kind of makes up for it, but if I'm looking for a really tasty tomato, I don't think Blush is where I'm going. That's a, you know, wow factor grow as far as to look at, but not so much for the taste. And I don't know, maybe it was just my garden last year. We did have a ton of water, but none of my other tomatoes really felt that like watered down. So I think it might just be the variety. Who knows? And last but not least, one of my favorites. It is a hybrid, but it is the Super Sweet 100. They're super prolific, very tasty, and I've grown them pretty much every year. The first year that I was growing, I ended up rescuing a very sick looking Sweet 100 cherry tomato from out in front of Stop and Shop. And it was like $1 discount type of plant. So I just grabbed it and said, well, I'll take that home. And I did, and it grew very, very well in my 5-gallon container. And they were so yummy. I was eating cherry tomatoes all year. I couldn't even get them in the house. I'd be outside tending my garden, and I'd just be like, pluck, 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 snack, snack, snack. So, you know, I mean, it was really good. So I grew it the next 2 years, and let's see if I grow it again this year. So now that I've gone through all of them, let me give you your brackets. I meant to say the brackets as I was going. I did give them to you in order, but let's just clarify to be sure what you are voting on, because you're not just voting your favorites. You've got to vote one versus the other. I'll get in the middle here and I'll put them up. So first off, we have Yellow Pear versus Tropical Sunset. Black Cherry versus 42 Day. Tessa's Landrace Currant versus Brad's Atomic Grape. Tegarella versus Orange Currant. Super Snow White versus Sweeties. Blush versus Sweet 100 Cherry. The choice is yours. Vote in the comments. Thanks for sticking around, guys. I'm excited for this, so I'm really hoping a lot of you jump in and participate. Like, vote. Like, give me all the reasons, but put your vote in. I'm excited. I want to see some real fierce competition, maybe a little trash talking. Hashtag that sauce. Woohoo. But I will see you guys in our next videos. I've got tons of content already shot. My Shed Wars video is shot and in editing. My seed haul video has been shot. My mail call has been shot. I've got another mail call coming up when this super exciting thing comes in, which should be any day now. Ooh, I can't wait to show you. Oh my goodness. So there's a lot of things. I've got garden setups coming up because I've got to build 3 garden spaces, 2 of them entirely from scratch. One of them I have to totally rework. You're going to see that in the Shed Wars entry video. So I'm going from scratch in 2 different locations. I'm basically rebuilding my old garden, just half in one, half in the other, and then reworking this to add additional gardening space over what I had last year. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. But yeah, it's gonna be really awesome. I cannot wait. So I will see you in all of those videos coming up. Don't forget my live streams at 8 o'clock every Wednesday Eastern Standard Time. This week's guest is the Suburban Gardenista, and we're gonna be talking all things native planting. So encouraging native plants in your gardens, and maybe even some native wildflower seed bombing, because that's something that I would like to do, and encouraging native pollinators to come into your garden, things like that. So we're going to do a lot of talking about that. It's going to be really interesting. I'll see you then. And this year, as always, we're going to grow a lot of wicked awesome food from yard to table. Bye-bye.